got fuel for days, it's a weapons that you can't stop, yeah, I won't think twice, either the enemy won't make it out alive. I got a full supply of energy and might you pick the wrong side, Here I go, taking every single blow to the dome, never slow, pushing through it cause you know that I chose to be known, legendary I'ma show everybody in this battle that comes close, stay exposed, yeah.
This is war, you won't take me. This is war, you can't break me. It's just me, no saving.
I'm the only one who can save me. So stand strong, stand tall, stay up, don't fall. Give it everything you got. No fears, no walls, just fight, no lies. Push yourself to the limit, just to fight for it all. They banished me, never to be seen, to a place where the air's always filled with screams. So hot that the land only grows weeds. A place filled with demons and ghosts, tumbleweeds. Betrayed by some comrades at too brute. I'ma get you all back. It's not if, no it's when. Better watch out, cause I'm coming for revenge. I'ma train hard, I'ma go far. I will learn with every new scar. Got a cold heart, yeah I'm feeling arc. Enemies give me energy from the start. Got an addiction to winning, so I will work till I get it. The sweat is dripping, I'm in it, I'll never stop till I finish. I'm feeling demons possessing, they took a hold of my vessel. The energy of a devil, yeah. A new man, a new me. Better watch out, you ain't never seen a beast. I don't always have control, he could be me. Got a chip on his shoulder and he got some sharp teeth. Anyone in my way, and anyone who betrayed, anyone I have to face, I'll wipe them out like the plague. Yeah. I'll wipe them out like the plague. Bullets fly through the air. If you got a death wish, come outside, don't be scared. Yeah, I'm more than prepared. I've been prepping for this day and now it's finally here. Better watch out, cause I'm back now. New and improved, head filled with no doubts. They let the beast out, I let them feast now. I will be at the top, can't keep me down. A new man, a new me. Better watch out, you ain't never seen a beast. I don't always have control, he could be me. Got a chip on his shoulder and he got some sharp teeth. Anyone in my way, and anyone who betrayed, anyone I have to face, I'll wipe them out like the plague. My body went numb like a minute ago. I can't feel a thing from my head to toe. I lost my mind, man, I'm out of control. I can't stop, no, thinking I'm about to blow. Like a dog fight, you will see the bullets fly. War cry, and there ain't gon' be a place to hide. I got something that's deep inside, like an instinct saying there gon' be a fight. I can feel the eye of a hurricane. It's calm now, but I know that it's bound to change. I see the fight in the rise from a lot of pain. I feel the energy rise and something change. Yeah, I'm in deep now. My ears ring, it's about to get loud. My heart beats, I'm about to black out. So watch out. There ain't no going back now. 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 Yeah, I'm ready to brawl. Yeah, I'm ready to brawl. Yeah, I'm ready to brawl. Round two. Hands up, protect your face. You get close to the dome and the blood you taste. You got one shot, so no mistakes. Pick a spot, let it rock, let out all the rage. Just a move me, ain't afraid of anything.
Hello everyone, I am here, Dad here. I hope you're all well. Hope you have all had a great day wherever you've been up to. We're just getting set up and getting started here, back on our Somewhere in Thuringia III map. This is the Self-Sufficiency experiment stream series. We have been doing some jobs and stuff between streams, so we're picking up the back end of that here. We've got a silage contract which we took on, which is just picking the bales up and taking those over to our farm. The contract is in fact completed. We are just picking up the bales, like I said. We've got a couple of options for contracts if we wanted to do that. After that, what I do need to do though is seed one of our fields. We do have a meadow to mow as well. But first things first, we do have a new truck since the last stream. So I put the poll out. The man truck won convincingly on that front. However, there was a slight problem with that man truck. I started using it on another save, and there's a bit of an issue with it where it doesn't have a fuel gauge, and for some reason it doesn't fill up. It doesn't fill up diesel either. So when it was running out of diesel, you couldn't see when it was running out of diesel, and you couldn't then refill it when it was. So that wasn't really ideal. I wasn't anywhere near running out of diesel in the one that I had. So yeah, that had to go, and obviously the man truck did win the vote. So there was a man truck that I found which I overlooked on the first poll, which is this one, which was on the mod hub. I will tell you now what mod it is. It is a man. It's the Man 33-414 pack. And there's a couple of options. You've got a hook lift version and that, and then you've got a load of attachments that you can put on the back and stuff. So yeah, it really was the best option around, so we just did a straight swap for that. It's slightly smaller on the length, but it does have the bit above the cab as well. What that does mean is we probably are going to have to switch to square bales for silage as well on the next run, so we can stack some above the cab just to maximise the usage, and then we can get on from there. So yeah, that's what we did. We did a straight swap. The man truck did win, so it made sense to go with a man truck again, just because, you know, that's what the poll decided. So let's catch up on the chat. I'm usually late. This time I'm too early. Redneck, I'm sure you'll make it on time one of these days, my friend. I hope you are well. I hope you're keeping yourself well. Rusty, my friend. Evening, gents. Hope you are all well. I hope you are well, sir. It's been a while. I hope you had a pleasant Christmas and New Year and all that good stuff. I saw you've been putting some miles in on the trucks and things, so it's good to see you back around, and I hope you are and family are all well, and sort of made the most of the Christmas period. But yeah, so we're just going to carry on, start picking up some of these bales. Oh, actually, another thing we need to do is I want to seed a field today, but I forgot that I hadn't put down the seed production yet. So we're going to need to do that pretty sharpish, because without the seed production, we ain't seeding no fields. And I think I'm going to put it down here. And the production is this one here. I believe that was the one I was going to use. Let me just double check. Yep, that seems like it. So I'm just going to place that down over here. I think that'll be as good a place as any. So let's go and fill that up so that can be producing away whilst we are working away. Yeah, I managed to get back to tracks this week. All good, thanks, bud. I hope yours was as well. Yeah, it was all good, thanks, Rusty. Pretty quiet, really. But that's how we do Christmas around here. Usually, my wife's sisters will come over on Christmas Day for dinner. And then my mum will come and visit sometime around Christmas. She came for a day just before Christmas this time around. I've got another tractor parked around here. So that's hooked up there. I should have another tractor. Yeah, no. So we'll fill up this seed production. But yeah, can't complain. You know, kids enjoyed. Kids liked all the stuff that Santa brought for them, so that was the main thing. And it's just nice to get back to a little bit of normality. So, if I recall correctly, have a look in the productions menu. It only has a very small amount of space. Yeah, between this stream and the last stream, I did some jobs, some contracting jobs to push forward. Which was some sugar beet. It was a sugar beet harvest. Three fields of sugar beet, which has pumped our money up a little bit. Not so much now because we just bought that. And then that silage bale contract, which will push our money back up. Let's dump this off here. We'll get this going because that'll be producing whilst we are picking up the bales. I'm still having issues with the pedals, as always, just getting blighted by those. Hopefully getting some new ones soon. It's pretty much all about the kids, really. Always seems to be a crazy and expensive build-up, then it's gone before you know it. Likewise, getting back to the normal run of things was almost a relief. Yeah, do you know what, Rusty? Like, I'm a big Christmas guy. I always loved Christmas when I was a kid. Still love it now when I'm an adult. And yeah, Christmas is a real special time of year for me. I just love it. Not for any particular reason. I just find the majority of people are in good moods and getting in the festive spirit. But you know, just seeing the kids' faces. But this year particularly was a tough one financially. I got made redundant August last year, and I'm still in a job that pays considerably less per year than I was in. So yeah, this year saw the effects of that. But we got there in the end, we got through it, and like I said, the kids were happy, so that's always the main thing. Right, so that's running now, so that should pump through enough seed for us by the time we picked up the bales. If it hasn't, we will go and mow our meadow. But yeah, like I said, this truck is slightly smaller, so it's not going to take as many bales. But we'll get it done. If you're wondering why these bales are a different colour, I had an issue with I updated some of the mods. I had an issue with one of the mods that was producing whole crop silage instead of grass silage, which was not ideal. So that's why we've got different colours, because I had to fix that, and didn't set the right colour on the baler that I borrowed to sort that problem out. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to switch to square bales, or I mean, they call them square bales, but they're rectangular, let's be honest. Let's wrap those with a strap before they go anywhere. Just because I think with square bales, I think I can fit 4 stacks of 4 and 2 stacks of 2, roughly. So that's 16. 20. Yeah, I think 20 roughly, which is probably about similar. There is a trailer option, like a trail behind option on this. So that's one option we could have to increase our capacity, is borrow that, or lease that rather. Because then we'd massively pump up the amount of bales that we can hold. One thing I think we will need, because this is going to struggle reaching above the cab, this little fent, I think we're going to need to trade this in for field work, or use it for a different purpose. Around the farm, because it's something tool in the field. I've got a telehandler on the farm, JCB telehandler, so I'm pretty covered on telehandler or lifting capacity for the farm, the actual yard, but I'm struggling in the field. I feel your pain on that one. I got made redundant in October. I'm lucky in that I already have a pension coming in from my previous job, so the damage was somewhat mitigated. Still not a pleasant thing. Nah, it's rubbish, man. The job I was in, you won't obviously name the company, but the job I was in, I'd been there 10 years and was pretty dead set that I was going to serve out my time there, working my way up the ladder and all that stuff. And then just out of the blue nowhere, I was head of a department, pretty much, not to sound arrogant, but turned the department around from struggling to, well, not struggling, and yeah, all the blue just got called into the meeting. It's all the, you know, got to read this from a script and got to read it word for word from a script. So please just listen and yeah. Whoa, not a pleasant thing at all. Got a reasonable payout and not great, but it was okay. That I managed to get a job reasonably quickly. I'm in a job now where pretty sure I could serve out my time there. So I'm in the civil service now, so I should be able to serve my time out there with no real issue if there's people there. Well, someone's just retiring this week. Someone's just retired this week after 49 years, so the chances are quite highly likely that I'll be able to serve my time out there. Brad Pitt, hello, I'm new, I've just found this channel and I've just subscribed. Awesome, man, welcome in. Everyone knows, all the regulars know that I've had issues with my notifications, so apologies that I didn't see you subscribe, but welcome in. I'm pleased that you're here. I hope you are well. We are on somewhere in Thuringia III, based out of Germany. Just picking up the remnants of a silage contract that we took. My little John Deere on the go. Not John Deere, JCB even. With that truck, because obviously it's smaller than the truck that I was already planning on using, I did trial it with these forks which stack them like that instead, but it was no better because it could only fit one sideways bale on, and they really fit two at a time instead of three, so I reckon the way forward is going to be square bales all round. Brad, are you a farm sim guy? I assume you are. I haven't found the channel. Are you a truck simulator guy? You mentioning your pedals issues reminds me I finally ditched my G29 setup and got a Canola C5 with pedals. I'm fine wheel pedal set. I purchased an adapter so I still use the Logitech shift. Nice. I saw those cameras. Are they like a relatively new brand, or because they've been popping up on my? I assume it's because I've been looking at pedals left like everywhere, but they've just started popping up on my sponsored posts on like social media and stuff. I'd rather look, man. I'm always playing FS on PlayStation. Nice. You got any particular maps that you're fond of at the moment? I am a PC player. I used to play on console on FS19, and then got in between that and this I got a PC, so it made sense to start playing on PC, and it's honestly a revolution. It's like night and day difference. Pick up this little one which I forgot to change the bale size. Idiots. Yeah, Russ, it's a shame about the pedals on the G29 because the actual wheel itself although it's not fully integrated with FarmSim. Been around for a little while, but they've just brought out a compact direct drive setup at a reasonable price. That's attracted attention, fair enough. Nice. Yeah, it's a shame about the pedals because they don't mind the wheel too much, other than it's not natively supported in FS. The actual wheel itself I find is not too bad, but yeah, just the pedals is just frustrating. So we'll have a look at that canvas ones, because I've seen them advertised. I sort of had my eye on a Moser R5 that seems to be getting pretty good results, reviews. With the with that canvas, is it do the pedals connect to the wheelbase, or do they connect into the PC by USB separately from the wheel? Like if I upgraded the wheel down the line, the wheelbase, would I still use the pedals separately, or would I have to get like an adapter? Just leave that there. Take this back to the field. Any big maps, as I use lots of unrealistic mods. Nice, man, nice. That's the beautiful thing about PC, is there's some absolutely huge maps. I was looking at an Australian map called Land Down Under this week, and that's got a 5,000 acre field on it. I set that as a grass field and set a courseplay going. Courseplay reckoned it was 74 hours to complete, like 74 hours real time to complete the mowing on it. So yeah, no joke. You got a favourite mod, Brad? Sorry, favourite map? Stratman. Stratman down. I don't think these must be a bigger size, because I don't think there's any chance we're going to be able to get another set on those. They are slightly uneven here as well. All I'm waiting for now is the straw harvest mod to be released. Any ideas when that's going to get released? Do you keep up to date with things like that? They say before the end of this month. Should have no problems with silage by the time to come. I think what I'm probably going to do is use the first year on here to set up for the cows, get some feed behind me. The rule I'd set myself when we set this up was we'd be able to buy in 5% of the barn capacity, and the barn holds 500, I believe. So we'll be able to buy in 25 cows plus a bull. So we'd probably do that at the end of the first year once we've had a chance to get set up. We'll get some stuff behind for the feed mixer. Pedals plug into the wheel. I've just opted for the 2 pedal set, so no clutch though. They do a 3 pedal set. In driving games I use the sequential box anyway. That's also what my car has. Nice small car have you got, if you don't mind me asking, sir? And also, do they do for those pedals, the 2 pedal set, do they do a clutch as a separate add-on you can buy? Like the Moser pedals and the Fanatec pedals, you can buy the clutch as a separate, I think it's like 40 quid or something. If you wanted it, you could buy it as a separate add-in, which you just then bolt into the frame. Right, I'm going to go. I'm just going to play some FS22. Watching this stream makes me really want to play it. But I appreciate you stopping by, Brad. You take care, man. I hope to catch you on another stream. If you're around tomorrow, we will be playing on a big Canadian map. Otherwise, we do tracking on Sundays. But you take care, my friend. Welcome in, and thanks for the sub as well. Clamp those down. Here we go. I don't think we do an add-on, at least not that I've seen. The car is just a little Suzuki, but it came with a sequential box. So I leave it in sequential and use the paddles on the wheel. Nice. To be honest with you, my friend, I think if I had a car, no matter what the car was sequential in it, like that with the flappy paddles, I would use that too. I had a bump in my car, 2018. Some kid went into the back of me when I was stopped at red lights. So they, I was very persistent with the insurance company. They were trying to palm me off with a little Fiesta thing as a courtesy car, while mine went in to be... Okay, that's not cool. Do for now, no. Yeah, they tried to palm me off with a little Fiesta thing, and I was like, well, no, because mine was a family estate car. So I ended up with a BMW 5 Series estate, M Sport, and used the pedals in that. It was a lot of fun. I did that for about 4 or 5 weeks while they repaired my car, so it wasn't all bad. But yeah, I think no matter what car I had, if there was sequential as an option, I would use that. Just for the fun about it, really. Suzuki Vitara Sport all grip, nice. Oh yeah, it's well out of my price range as well. I don't think there's ever a day in this earth that I'll own a BMW M Sport. It's actually mine. I was just fortunate enough that they gave me that as a hire car when mine was getting fixed. My current car is a 2013 Vauxhall Zafira, big 7-seater thing. So we're talking about, I think, when you convoyed with us that time about getting an electric car and stuff. I think because of the size of the car that I need, electric is something that would ever be out of my price range. Just because, like I said, the size puts me at having to spend like tens of thousands of pounds on a car, which I would never do. I've got 4 kids, they trash it, so it doesn't sit well with me to buy like a fancy car, because not like I can afford one anyway, but you know, I wouldn't want to get like a nice car for me because the kids would trash it. They'd just be, I mean, flinging the doors open into walls and all kinds of stuff, so you know what kids are like. So yeah, I'll just stick with my beat up 2013 Vauxhall Zafira. While Scruffy has entered the chat, evening gentlemen, I hope you're all good. Good to see you again, Rusty. Scruffy, I hope you are well, my friend. I hope you've had a good day, whatever you've been up to. That kind of stuff. I hope it's starting to warm up there as well. It's supposed to get really warm tomorrow here. Not really warm. Let's not go crazy. It's meant to warm up considerably to what it has been this week. Today, when I got in the car this morning, it was -6. De-iced the car. Went out 10 minutes later to get in it to take my wife to work and drop my kids off to the daycare. And it iced over again. I still have my 2006 X-Trail with 150k miles on. I'll keep both vehicles till they're no longer viable, no way to pay electric prices, especially with the lack of charging infrastructure. True, man. The car. Well, the thing is, the car I had before this was a Volvo V50 R design, And I love that car. It's an absolutely beautiful car. It's metallic blue. I got a good deal on it. I bought it from the company that I used to work for, because it was a company car that they were getting rid of and they paid cash for. So I got a really good deal on it for the mileage and the service history and stuff. It just wasn't big enough anymore. That was all it was. It was although it was a family estate, it was 4 full seats and a half seat in the middle, and we had 4 kids. Oh, well, we had 3 kids, but they all needed car seats, and it wasn't viable to fit 3 car seats side by side. So yeah, it had to go. I had to get a 7-seater. Otherwise, I would have kept that and run that into the ground as well. But my car now is, the finance is paid off on August this year. I think I make the last payment on the finance. I have no intention of currently getting rid of it. It does well for what I need it to do. It's got 105,000 miles on it, just about. And I've seen them where there used to be taxis with like 300,000, 400,000 miles on them. So I'll just keep it running until, as long as it runs. And then when that's died, what I'd really love to get is like a van, like a people carrier van, like a Hyundai i800 or something similar. Probably not a transporter because of the transporter tax, as I like to call it, because they're so popular. So you end up paying through the nose for one. Yeah, that's what I'll probably get next time round, is some kind of van people carrier conversion. But that'll be when this car dies. Because, to be honest with you, I am quite looking forward to the prospect of not paying a car finance payment later on this year. It's on hire purchase as well, so it's not on one of those, there's no balloon payment to pay or anything at the end. It's literally make the last payment and it's mine. So that's what I'm holding out for. I think at current I've got 7 more payments to make on it, and then we are free and clear, baby. Transporters are mad expensive for what they are. Apparently the engines ain't the best in them. You know what? I'd really love a Transporter T4. My brother-in-law's got one, and he's actually a heavy goods. Well, I say heavy goods mechanic. I believe works for Caterpillar, Cat, and he actually is a mechanic of their like quarry machinery, so the big dumper trucks and stuff. Quite often working down in quarries and stuff on like huge dumper trucks and huge quarrying equipment. So he's got one that he's been restoring himself in his garage. He's been doing all the mechanics himself and welding and all that stuff, and it's beautiful. It's really nice, coming along really good. So I've always fancied a T4, but as I said, they get the transporter tax on them, which is because they're so popular, because they're popular with the like surfer crowd, and the, like, you know, the hipster crowd and stuff. That pushes the price up. So I think, like, say for what they are, I don't think they're really worth the price that they go for. So I won't be getting one of those anytime soon. I'm quite taken with the Hyundai i800 or a Ford Tornado, but again, the Ford Tornadoes are quite expensive for what they are. RX trailers are 5+2, which is why we've kept it. The whole Vitara isn't big enough to the whole mod take a trip. My oldest two, 26 and 23, both have their own vehicles now and they live at home. Yeah, that's fair enough, but that's what I've got on my Zafira. That I've got is it's a 7-seater, but I guess you'd call it a 5+2 because the 2 in the boot fold away, so when you're not using them you can fold them down and you get a reasonable amount of boot space, which, to be fair, they're down most of the time because, like you said, we only use the back seats for when we take the whole mob out, because there's 6 of us, so we'll put one of the back seats up and still have a reasonable amount of boot space. I mean, I can see that I will buy a new car at some point in the next year or so, only for my wife. The plan is hopefully once my car's paid off, that the money that we paid on my car finance, we'll use that to get her through her lessons, and then we'll buy like a small run around, like you've got like a Vitara or something like that, just something small that she can run around in, drive herself to work and that kind of thing, or if I'm in work big enough to take our 3 kids away, or not away but out in, and then we'll all go out in the Zafira and we all want to go out together. Again, it's a fine balancing act, you'll still balance it all up, you know. What I also can't actually remember is if we picked up the straw bales off the other field. The field that needs to be seeded. Because if we didn't, then we should. Did you do the mod list for the new MP yet? I started on it today. If you want to have a look at productions or anything you want to add on, that would be awesome. Because that was what I was working on, was any agco equipment, so Massey, Challenger, Fent and Valtra. Any good mods of those that you know, and then any productions that you want from the mod hub. Really need to have a tidy up around the farm. We've still got another, what's that, 3, 6, 9, 12, 18, 20 bales or so to go. I'll have a look on King Mods here. Awesome. Any you get, man, just drop me the links over on Discord, it'd be awesome. Paxton Bird, hi man, how are you? Welcome in, hope you are well. Welcome to the stream. We are on somewhere in Thuringia, based out of Germany. It's a 4X map from the mod hub. We are just picking up some bales from a silage contract that I did between this stream and the last one. And it is yeah, it's laborious work. I think what I'll do, the meadow that we bought on the last stream, I missed that bale, what a blank. Yeah, the meadow that we bought on the last stream, we are going to, we'll put that into hay, I think, because we've got so much silage from this contract that I think we'll need to catch up on the hay. I mean, I don't know if he would or wouldn't, to be honest. Depends how lovely. Like, although he wouldn't admit it, he quite likes the Kenworth C500 that we've got on Chilliwack. And I found out they do that as a mod for ATS as well, but it's a paid mod. It's $25, so not really a fan of paying for mods, to be honest. I mean, I'm sure it's worth it. But yeah, I'm just not a huge fan. The production that we've got is reasonably quick, so I'm hoping we should have enough enough seed soon to be able to go and seed that field up, so we're not just collecting bales and doing grass work for this whole stream. The plan for that field is we're going to put canola in, which will feed the biodiesel production. We've got a little bit of biodiesel that we had excess from a contract, but we could use a little bit more to shore ourselves up for the future. And that will also give us some slurry, which we can transport into the BGA to generate some fertilisation materials. This one in there. That's in. These bales up here. Let's get this sticking out a little bit. I think as well, what I was saying earlier about investing in that bigger front loader and using this for something else. If this takes seed, which it does, what I might do is stick this on the front of that and use that to keep the seed mixer filled, because the tractor that I've got my mind on is an old Mercedes tractor. There's one that I saw. Oh, where am I going with this? Idiot. I was driving that back to the field then. Wrong one. Yeah, it's an old Mercedes tractor, slightly taller. It's still technically classed as a small tractor, but it sits slightly higher, so I'm more confident that that would fit, or be able to reach to the top of this truck in the field. So we will, I think we'll do that, and then we'll use the little Fendt 300 as a seed grain transporter around the farm. Oh, flipping hell. What an idiot. I didn't even realise I hadn't taken the last two bales off. That's not paying attention, that is. We'll pick those up later on. Idiot. So yeah, we'll pick these last bales up. Not fully paying attention there, see? Drove off with two bales still rolling around loose on the back of the flatbed. Not ideal. Let's have a look at that production. yeah, so it's nearly processed through what we had already. So we've got 2,000 litres of seeds. So we've got plenty. So what I am actually... yeah, what I'm going to do is I am going to drive this off back down to the shop and sell the front loader from this. Keep the fork, sell the front loader, buy the Mercedes tractor, and we will then buy the front tipper for this as well. But I really like this little machine. It's a pretty good machine, so I don't want to lose it. Get the bale forks in the transportation position. There's no real reason that we needed to bring them, to be honest, but they were attached. There's our biodiesel production there. We do need to get a truck or a trailer. There's a truck I have in mind to transport the diesel to and from the farm. What I had actually hoped when I decided I was going to get a new tractor was that the tank, because you can get a water tank or like a tank that sits on the front of this, and there's two types, and I was a little bit hopeful that you could get the you could use that to transport diesel, because that would have been one thing to do with it. But it turns out you can't, so take those off, we'll sell those. They are no use to us right now. Right, so we will sell those at 6,198 back. And then we'll head to the shop. The tractor I've got my eye on for front loading duties in the field is going to be... oh, don't tell me I didn't activate it. What an idiot. I don't think I activated it. Oh, what a stupid thing to do. Alright, that's fine. We're going to have to do a quick little back out to the menu. Let's save the game a sec. Where are we? There it is. Try again, try again. Rusty, if you're still there, what what graphics card did you end up getting? Was it the 3090 or the 3090 Ti? I don't remember. Right, let's try again. Let's hop back over to the shop. So let's try again. The front loading track that I decided on was one of these, the I think it was this one, a Mercedes-Benz Track 440. Not really sure about colour. Let's just do that one, I think, because it's cheap. Engine wise, probably want to do that. Let's do that, and then wheels. Second-hand 3090 Ti, nice. Have you? I mean, a stupid question, I know. Have you had any issues or anything like that? Like in terms of performance-wise? Like I said, it's a stupid question, I'm sure, but let's get it like that. Not that bothered about a three point on the front because it's literally just going to be on front loading duties. Get that, and then we just want it like that. Standard front loader, yes. And GPS, not right now, so we're going to buy that 42,000. And we're going to buy a front loader for it. So what did I just get that in? It's 90 horsepower. Let's get one of them. Right, let's get this all attached up. Don't need to get a weight down here because we've got weights down at the farms. So that's going to give us a bit of a higher lifting capacity. Now let's pick up those forks. So we've got a weight back down at the farm. So this is now going to do our jobs in the field of baling and stuff, so that's fine. And then we want one of these for the front of that. I'm not entirely sure which way I need to think from the back. None at all, I run ETS and ETS and max settings at 3440 by 1440 on a ultra wide 34 inch. It sits at 40 degrees. And a GPU usage of around 30%. That's also whilst watching you on a second monitor. Nice. The only reason I ask is because I have been toying with the idea this week. Oh yeah, I always run MSI after burner showing GPU, CPU usage and temps. Paranoid or no, I like to keep an eye on things. I also run that. If I am playing and not streaming or recording at the same time, then I will always run that. However, it does, if I run it, it does show up on stream and recordings. So I can't... Let's go for the fast overtake. Turns out I got nothing. It's gaining in slipstream. Yeah, so if I'm playing, I'll run that as well. But if I'm recording or streaming, I turn it off because it shows up on stream and it's not. It's a distraction. But it's good to keep an eye on things. I was only asking anyway because I've been toying with the idea this week with... I've got a MacBook Pro which I don't use very much. It's sort of sitting collecting dust, and I was thinking about getting rid of that and buying a GPU, and one of those options was a 3090 Founders Edition. Not TI, just a 3090. And I remembered that we'd had a conversation. I have forgotten the weight. $3090 Ti would be a good card for you with its 24 gig of RAM. It's an ideal content creator card for a single system setup. Yeah. I mean, it's awfully generous of you to offer to donate yours, but what will you do for a card? Just kidding, of course. Yeah, I think I've got a 1070 Ti at the moment, and to be fair, it does generally hold its own, but I feel like I would like to have some of the newer features, perhaps the newer cards. So yeah, I've been toying with this idea of getting rid of my MacBook Pro, which hardly sees any use, and then using the funds from that to purchase CEX. I don't know if you've heard of them. They sell like games and computer bits and other stuff as well. It's a glorified pawn shop essentially. But they sell graphics cards that are 3090 Founders for, I think it was $670 with 2 years warranty. So I was considering that as an option. I was also considering like a 3080 Ti, which was a bit cheaper. Like I said, there's nothing but terribly wrong with mine now, and would probably actually use my graphics card to build a second system for my wife so she could play, because she likes to play Sims 4. But her laptop's probably not really up to it. It does an alright job, but it's probably not actually ideal. It's only, I think it's an i5 with inbuilt graphics. I think it's still going to be quite tight on reach for this. I'm wondering if I needed to have got the other one that was slightly higher power and then it's got a bigger... Forget the 3080. go for the 3090. The extra RAM will make all the difference. Yeah, well that's the thing, right? So the 3080 Ti, I think was 570, I think. Same thing, two-year warranty. And that was the 12 gig variant. And then I saw that. Oh, you son of a. Yeah, I saw the 3090. Yeah, I've got no issues with my case. Is built. My case is a case, of course. What brand is my case? Thermal take. My case is a thermal take, and it's built for water cooling, so it's got loads of extra space in it for fitting the reservoir for the water and stuff. If I wanted to go that way, so I don't think I'd have any issues with fitting the card in. I mean, the 1070 Ti that I've got now is a pretty beefy unit anyway. I think it's only fractionally shorter than the 3090 Founders. And I've got probably a good solid 6 inches clear between the fans and the end of the card. Yeah, say my case is a thermal. I know it's a thermal take, and I think it's like a SG 300 or something like that. Hang on, thermal take. It's a Thermaltake S300, black mid tower with tempered glass window. I think I had it on a deal. I think it cost me 50 quid, but it's actually built for, like I said, it's built for water cooling, so that if I wanted to do like a full water cooled setup with the water reservoir and everything, the pipes, could. I don't want to, because I just worry if that leaked. I'm sure that's a completely irrational fear, but only things you'll need to check is if you'll need to update the BIOS on your motherboard and if your PSU is powerful enough. I didn't think of checking the BIOS. I did check the PSU requirements, and the PSU that I've got is right on the limit of what they suggest. So I think they suggest a minimum of a 750 watt power supply, and that's what I've got. So I'd probably want to get a bigger power supply just to give me a bit of redundancy, because I don't want to be running it right on the cusp and then start having issues where the power supply starts cutting out and things like that because it's running too much power. So I'd probably want to get a new one, but they're not terribly expensive anyway. And then I'd probably want to get a new CPU down the line, because although my CPU's it's not a potato CPU, it's an 8-core 4 gigahertz job with 12 threads, Ryzen 7. It's not the most current version, and I would be concerned that it would cause a bottleneck, because with that card it most likely would. But again, computer parts are so cheap. Like the second hand, if you're not afraid of the risk that comes with second hand, like I'm not really that bothered about it. Well, not, I wouldn't say that bothered, but I'm willing to take a risk, if you know what I mean. Then it's really a lot of the time a no-brainer to go second hand, because if you buy it from a serious PC gamer, the chances are they've looked after it. must remember those bales are there now. So yeah, I'm happy to take a risk on it. Like the card I'm running now, that's second hand. And that's done me absolutely fine. So I think it just really depends on the tutor risk. Yeah, parts are cheap, it's just the bloody GPUs and never seem to get cheaper. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it's much better now than it was at peak. I don't know if you were trying to buy any PC parts or GPUs during peak COVID time, but that was prime time when I was building my PC. So I ended up in a situation where I had a fixed amount of budget, and I bought all the other parts, literally everything that I needed, except the GPU. And trying to find a GPU within my price range at the time for love nor money was absolutely bonkers. It was absolutely the hardest thing. So I ended up for a while with a 1650 Super, which I got off a guy, which I'm pretty sure in hindsight was probably stolen. The guy was, I don't really know how to say it without sounding like I'm being an ass, but the guy, I'm pretty sure, was pretty off his face on drugs when I turned up to buy it. Turned up at his flat, and he told me he bought it and it didn't fit in his case. Now it's a single fan case designed for like a mini ITX build, so I was a bit like, why? I'm not really following why that's not going to fit in your case, because it's a mini ITX graphics card designed for mini ITX cases, so in theory, you know, it'll fit in like the majority of cases out there. But selfishly, it was a good price, like a really good price, and I was desperate for a graphics card so that I could get the build done on my machine and get it up and running. So I just took it anyway. I paid him the money and drove off. And I didn't because I needed it, but I could have probably sold it for 3 times what I paid for it at the time because of the crazy prices during COVID. And then I managed to snag a 1070 Ti, which was an upgrade. Well, it was sort of upgrade downgrade sort of situation, in the sense of it was a downgrade in order of card series, but an upgrade in performance because it was going from a 6 gig to a 8 gig RAM. I think it was about a 70% increase in what I was running in the 1650. So ask no questions, get told no lies. I've done the same thing at the time during COVID. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was, you know, he told me his reasons and I had no reason to. I mean, there were probably reasons to doubt it, but he gave me a believable story, so I felt like I was covered if anything came of it. But yeah, it was, I needed a card, he had a card, he wanted to sell it, I wanted to buy it, and we did the deal, and it was fine. And now it's sitting in a box in a static bag in the cupboard as a spare, because by the time I got the 1050, sorry, not 1050, that's what my son's got in his PC. By the time I got the 1070 Ti, the arse had dropped out of the graphics card market, sort of, or that was the time it was really starting to go down. So I thought, well, actually, probably sell it for a small amount more now than what I paid for it, but it's probably worth more to me to have it as a spare, should anything happen with the 1070 or anything happen with my son's machines. My son's quite he's quite an emotional kid, so when things break he gets really upset about it. So I thought, well, actually it makes more sense for me to have a spare card, so should anything go wrong with his machine and his card, and I've got a spare card which I can sort of dump straight in it to keep him going. He loves his PC. So yeah, that was with that. So I kept that. I've got that as a spare in the cupboard, in a static bag in a box. Okay, so let's jump over in the Mercedes. That's just a save screen. I think when I really picked it up, it wasn't like we weren't in a lockdown or anything, but it was still in that sort of period of time where lockdowns were still a thing and the rules were changing all the time. So I didn't really. I was more conscious about the fact that what if I got pulled over by the police and questioned about why I was out and about rather than why I had a graphics card. Right. Pick up these last 2 bales. We'll complete this contract. That's that finally done. Just spent an hour and 20 minutes picking up bales, so sorry that's not been very fun for you guys. And then we will head off and pick up our... I need to check actually that the field that we're going to seed is ready. It hasn't got the bales of straw on it. I think I picked them up, but I'm not 100% if I did or not. Let's pop them for there for now. Right, so that's cool. So this is the field. We did pick up the bales, so let's hop back to the farm. We will get our seeder all fired up. Yeah, it never hurts to have a spare. We have 3 PCs in our house: 2700X, 1080 Ti combo, 3900X, 3900X 2070 Super, and my 5900X 39 Ti. All of them are built by me. All second-hand parts. Nice. Yeah, we've got 2 PCs in my house, which I built both of those. One's mine, which is 1070 Ti, a Ryzen 7 3700X, and my son's, which is a Ryzen 3 with a 1050 Ti. Again, mostly second-hand. His was entirely second-hand, apart from the motherboard, because the motherboard I had sourced for it was it stopped. It didn't work. So that was the thing. I didn't pay a ton of money for the motherboard, so it wasn't the end of the world. I think I paid like 20 quid for it or something. So it wasn't terribly the end of the world, but it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't ideal because it just didn't work when I plugged everything in. It didn't work. So when I tested it with another motherboard, it worked all fine. So other than the motherboard, which I got brand new because it was a necessity and I needed it quickly, everything was second hand on that. Let me get my little thing. What I forgot that I put on here as a mod, which I don't fully understand how it works, and I was meant to put some time in to research it, was I put the Proceed mod on. Figured we'd get some tram lines going. chance to learn how to use it properly yet, so we'll have to turn that off for this field. Hopefully this will work out nice. We take this into here somewhere. I think it's this one. I think this is the seed one. Yep. This is going to work out lovely. And then all we need to do is pull underneath there with the seeder and fill it up directly from there. So that's what that's going to be for now instead, which is fine, absolutely fine. I think the only things I've purchased new being the M2 drives. If the machines do the job, I don't see the need to break the bank upgrade into the latest greatest, similar to cars. Yeah, like the thing is, I'd like to get like a newer series card purely. I mean, I could get away with my card now. The 1070 does an absolutely fine job for what I need it for. Just like some of the newer features. I think this needs to be unfolded before it can be filled. Let's see if I can back this up underneath now. It's something I didn't factor in. There we go. Yeah, that's the I live by that philosophy in a lot of ways. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So my PC works fine. I think I just like some of the newer features because it with streaming and stuff like that, the newer cards are better geared towards that kind of thing because they've got better encoders and stuff like that. So with streaming and recording, there is actually probably a small advantage for me to get a newer card. If I wasn't doing that stuff, then I probably wouldn't worry too much about upgrading. So we need to change this to Canola. Pretty sure it's the season for canola. Let me double check. Where are we at? Canola. Yep, it's the last season, so we want to get it done now. And this does direct driller check that as well. I'm going to set up my GPS. So yeah, exactly. For you, a newer card makes sense as it helps with what you do rather than being an upgrade for the sake of it. Yeah, like I said, if I wasn't doing any of this stuff and I was literally just playing, I wouldn't even consider it because there's no benefit, you know. To get the card I've got does exactly what I want it to do. It plays farm sim with no problems. It plays truck sim with no problems. I've played some of the AAA games as well. and that's done those with no problems at all with the resolution that I play on. Because the thing is, the main monitor, I've got two monitors. So I've got a 32-inch 16:9 1080p job, and that's my sort of main, because of the aspect ratio for streaming, that's my main PC, my main screen. And then my secondary screen is a 34-inch ultra-wide 2K. So even on that, playing at 2K, I would cap it at 60 anyway, because that screen tops out at 75 frames a second. And the big screen I play on now, the 16:9, that caps out at 60. So I only play in 1080p 60 anyway. So with that card that I've got, it does absolutely fine. Got absolutely no problems with it whatsoever. So if I was just playing, then I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't be bothering to consider it, because I wouldn't see the need for it. But with the streaming and recording and stuff, you know, that's very graphically intensive, so the more RAM on a card that I could get is the better, really. Now, I don't know what the yield is going to be like on this, because I don't currently have any fertilizer, and obviously in keeping with the challenge of self-sufficiency, I can't just buy any in. Now, I do have some slurry that was a byproduct from the diesel production, which I could pump into the BGA on the farm, and that would produce me some digestate, which I could use for fertilization. So I don't particularly know what the yield will be like. And what I'll probably do as well is, when I set the save up, I can't quite remember what equipment wise what I put down, if I put a weeder down or not. If I didn't, then I'll lease a weeder and we'll weed manually when we're able, rather than having to rely on herbicide. Your desk must be huge. That's what she said. With my 34-inch ultra wide and a 27-inch second screen, I've just about enough room for my keyboard, mouse and wheel. With a second screen, with a second wide screen, I'd be sitting on the floor. My desk, my friend, is huge. It's a an office desk from, I picked it up on the Facebook Marketplace for free. It's 1.8 meters wide. Front to back, I think, is 120 or 130 deep. I run it top on top, so I've got them stacked. So I've got the 32-inch on the bottom and then the 34-inch above it. I put a picture in one of the Discord somewhere, so I'll tag you in that so you can see what it looks like. But yeah, I love a good bargain, love a good freebie. So, and if you time it right with the free stuff on Facebook Marketplace, you can get some banging stuff. Like, this is an L-shaped desk, and the L part of it can be taken off, so I don't run that part. But yeah, all it cost me was the fuel to drive up and pick it up, and it was like 10 miles away from where I live. So love a good freebie. Managed to get a dual fuel barbecue, like gas and charcoal barbecue for free as well. So I'm always looking for the bargains. I can't even pretend like it's from some kind of like philanthropical point of view, because it's purely from I don't want to spend money when I can get away with not spending money. You know, it's not, oh, I don't want it to go to landfill or anything like that. It's literally, I want a desk that's big enough, and that will do perfectly. Just so happens it's free and it doesn't cost me any money, because big enough desks are quite expensive. So yeah, it was whatever the bargain hunter, always looking for the free stuff that's actually worthwhile. don't mind a little drive to pick up free stuff if it's around. It was kind of funny actually when I got the desk, because when I picked it up from this office, they were like I think they were like an alloy wheel refurbishment place, quite a big. I think they were like a national chain, and this office was quite big. And the woman, I messaged her and said, "Oh, is the desk still there?" She said, "Oh, look, someone's already wanting it." I was like, "All right, okay, no worries." So she messaged me later that day. She said, "Oh, the person who wanted it's a no-show. You still want it?" And I said, "Yeah, hell yeah." And I got there and she's like, shows me where the desk is. She's, "Oh, look, I'm really sorry. The desk has got some marks on it where some files and stuff were left, and the sun's bleached it." I was like, "It's free, love. Don't worry about it." Literally, whether it's, you know, it's not, you can't notice it. I run a big like mouse pad on it anyway, so I just thought it was kind of funny that she was like apologetic about the fact that I was getting something for free off her. And she was worried about the fact that there were a couple of marks on it. So I wondered then whether that was why the other person decided against showing up, because they saw the marks and they were like, "Nah, I don't want that." What we'll probably do after we've done this field is, we do have that meadow to mow still, and then after we've done that I would like to plough that meadow up as well. But we have done a lot of grass work with the bales today already. We did like over half the stream on baling or picking up the bales. So what I think we'll do is we'll roll this field, because we can at least do that. We can at least do that to gain ourselves a bit of extra bonus there. We do need to collect on that contract as well, actually. I've just remembered we didn't collect on that contract. Let's do that before I forget. Collect on that. That's another 37,000 in the bank. They are the kind of people that you want to get stuff off, though. If they're concerned about marks and something they are giving away, then you are more than likely getting good stuff. Yeah, for sure, man. I could not agree more with that. And to be fair, other than that, the desk is literally immaculate. I don't think it's ever been dropped or anything like that when it was being moved and installed or anything like that. So it's yeah. Like I said, I can't sit here and pretend it's from any kind of like ethical point of view. It's purely from a save me money. Just want to tidy up this little bit quickly before we go on to the next bit. mean, it does actually save me money as well, but also it does actually save it from going to the landfill. But like I said, that's not in my considerations at all when I'm looking for stuff. I'm usually just so stoked to be getting the free stuff, because obviously the free stuff just disappears rapidly. You've pretty much got to get the free stuff like the second it goes up, otherwise you've got no chance. With the with having seed now, it does mean we could take on some seeding contracts if we wanted to, so that'll be good. We'll just have to be a bit cautious about. I mean, we've got enough. Excuse me. We've got enough in our silos that we can make more seed anyway, because it uses wheat or barley, and we've got a reasonable amount of wheat. So we can make more if we need to. I think what we'll probably do is this, because we've got a really small amount of slurry in our diesel production as a byproduct, which if we move that over to the BGA, like I said, that'll give us a small bit of digestate, which we can turn that into, we can either use it straight as digestate, but I don't think it's going to go particularly far, or we can put down our next production and get our fertilizer production down. It turns digestate into solid fertilizer. That would go a little bit further. So that would be one option. I'm hoping we can get this done before the clock runs down. I'm thinking it goes dark about 7 PM on game. Currently 3 PM, so hoping we can get this done. Should be alright, I reckon. If we can get this seeded and rolled, that's a good stream all round with picking up those bales as well. But yeah, I wasn't expecting, when I took on that contract for silage, I wasn't expecting to have so much silage off of it. Now, I don't know what we got in the way of bales in the end because I wasn't counting them, but it was a hefty amount of bales. Yeah, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, it would really help me out if you hit the thumbs up button. That would absolutely be amazing. If you are watching and enjoying the content and aren't already subscribed, then do consider subscribing. That really does mean the world to me. In terms of content coming up, we've got tonight 11 PM UK time, we've got the episode of ATS that was supposed to come out last night. Had a processing issue with that in DaVinci Resolve, so I managed to get that through this morning and processed, and that's keyed up ready to go. We'll be back here streaming tomorrow night around 8:30. That'll be kicking off our Nadenthal Canada multiplayer server. So that'll be going live then. I put up a post earlier with details of how you could join that if you wanted to. and then we'll be back here. Sunday morning will be the next installment after tonight's installment of the ATS series. And then after that is the Sunday night convoy. We'll be back on ATS around 9:15 UK time, convoying with the guys. Rusty, if you are around and you fancy it, my friend, we will be convoying on Sunday evening. Obviously, depending on what you've got on, always welcome, sir. Always welcome. Yeah, we're kicking that off about 9:15. Not sure what the plan is for that yet. The Kansas event is still on. They've extended that, so we could try and clear off the Kansas jobs. I'll put it out in the Discord later or tomorrow, and just get a feel for what everyone wants to do, and go from there, really. Well, like I said, sir, always welcome. Any time that we're convoying, you are always welcome. So if you can make it, it'll be about 9:15. I'll put a shout out on thing. There is one mod that's been added, which I put out today, which is the FLB Freightliner. One of the guys, Jack, he wants that one. So yeah, that's the only mod that's been added since the last time you joined us. Let's do the headland pass. And we will go and get ourselves a roller. Get this all raw. Awesome. Sounds good, sir. It's not a bad little truck actually, that one. I've used it on because it's on ATS ATS. Of course it's on ATS, I shouted it out earlier. It's on ETS as well, that one. So it's not a bad little truck. I've just realised this is the seeder's been beeping. I think the reason it's beeping is because maybe that. Yeah, that. I thought it was because there's no fertiliser. Because there's a fertiliser and seed row. Obviously, we don't have any fertiliser. Come back in a minute and grab that bit that I just missed there. Yeah, like I said, I don't know what the yield will end up being like on this field because I don't know how much fertilisation we're going to be able to get into it. But this is going to give us some good amount of canola anyway, probably 20,000 litres, which will go, well, maybe not that much, maybe more like 15 or something. Either way, this is all going to go into the biogas, not biogas, the biodiesel production, and will produce us a good quantity of diesel, which will keep the farm going. It'll also give us a reasonable amount of slurry as a byproduct, which we can pump through the BGA, and then we will be able to produce a little bit of fertiliser. Again, not much. I don't know how far fertiliser is going to go, but a little bit nonetheless, because it would be good to get some fertilisation on the grass fields. The fertilisation may ultimately require us hanging on a little bit until we get the cows, when we're getting a ready supply of manure and slurry that we can push through the BGA to make digestate, which we can then move on to the fertiliser production. Let's go and mop the bits up that I missed. Just a couple down there. There's one up here. And we'll go and get ourselves a roller from the shop. Well, I'll check actually that we haven't got one on the map, because I can't remember again. It was a while ago before Christmas that I set this save up, so can't quite remember. I've been running the Res Built 389 truck mod in ATS and enjoyed it. I've also added the ATS realistic, brutal and graphics and weather mod, makes things more interesting. Yeah, that brutal and realistic graphics mod, I've been running that for a while because it's been available for a while on the SCS forums, but it's only recently that he's added it into Steam Workshop, and it's a really good mod. Are you still running a GDC profile? Lifted it too early. See if I can get this little bit here too. Let's fold that up. So we'll run that back down to the farm. And then I need to find out if I got a roller or not. Give that a roll, I think, and then we will pull the stream there, I reckon. It's the only other thing I've got to do is mow a meadow. I am, but I've not been playing it. The profile I'm running at present has normal financial settings, just a brutal weather graphics, and I've lowered the stability on everything to 15%. Nice. The only reason I was asking is because the guy who makes that mod, chap by the name of Busy and Broke, he's based out of the States, and he's just released for his Discord members a fuel card, which the free fuel card gives you 5% discount on the cost of fuel. And then there's a paid version, which, depending on how much you donate, it's up to a 25% discount. So he said that is sort of what he does for his trucks. He's got like a fuel card membership. He says he gets sort of, depending where he goes with the membership, he said he can get up to 80 cents a gallon off his fuel. So yeah, there's a free version which he's released to his Discord members, which I've just started running on my profile. So the next time I fill up should be a 5% discount on fuel prices, which would be a welcome relief. Because as you know, sir, running that GDC, I'll send you the link after streaming. I'll send you the link to his Discord so you can see. But yeah, it certainly makes things. I haven't filled up yet since I've been running it, but 5% discount on the fuel is going to be a big help. So we'll get this rolled in. We got pretty lucky because we didn't, obviously because we direct drilled that field, we didn't pull up any stones or anything, which is lucky in some ways but not in others. So because obviously we're going to need to have the stones for lime production. So maybe next time we'll pull these fields up. I am going to plough up the grass fields actually, so that'll give us some stones there. Let's start here. Yeah, let's roll it. Yeah, so I think rolling gives like a 5% boost or something like that. It's not the best, but again, at the moment I'll take whatever we can, because we're not going to be able to lime it this season, and we're not going to be able to 100% fertilise. But we will keep an eye on the weeds. As soon as they appear, we'll get a weeder and drive over whilst the crop is still young and drivable, because I don't have anything with thin tyres. I'm currently resisting hard the urge to take out a big loan on here. So far it is working out okay without taking a loan. We've taken some pretty big contracts, which have that red beet contract from the last stream, that was 160,000 I think that paid. So it paid us pretty well. So we're doing okay. I think this first season, while we get on our feet and we start making some money, I think that's going to be the way forward, is doing some contracts and things, or we just face facts and we take a loan. I'm not opposed to taking a loan if we need to, but I'd like to avoid it if we can. What I probably intend to do as well is, we are producing everything we can on the farm that we'll need for the farm, so you know, like fertilizer and stuff. But if we end up in a situation where we've got such a surplus of stuff, then I will be looking at probably selling some of the surplus. Like if we end up with an absolute ton of diesel, then I'll probably sell half of what we've got, just because it doesn't make sense to hang on to it when it's a valuable commodity. But yeah, I've got to say, I was a bit apprehensive, not apprehensive, I don't know if that's the right word. I was a bit thinking about starting a European map. So like I said, when I first started this, the only maps I'd really ever played were British or North American. But so far, I really am enjoying this map. It's a really nicely done map. There's a couple of quirks which I'm not that keen about, but it's not game breaking by any stretch. But yeah, it's a really nice map that I probably wouldn't have thought about playing before if I wasn't looking for something sort of outside of my comfort zone. So yeah, I'm pleased about having picked this map, because it essentially came down to this one and I think Bucks County, which is a North American map. So it'll work out pretty well, because I'll have the Canadian map, that's multiplayer map, that's going live tomorrow. We've got Mr. Farquhar's Chilliwack Canadian map as well from his multiplayer server, which I play, and then this German map. So it'll work out pretty nice. And then, to be honest with you, I don't really know what we'll see now in the way of new maps, because a lot of modders are putting map projects on hold pending any news of a next version of Farm Sim. So I think it's a lot of work to put a map out to have to redo it a few months later, so I can understand why they're doing it. But I personally don't think we'll hear anything concrete until April time. Personally, if it was down to me, I think they shouldn't put out a new game this year. I think they should keep this one going for another year. But it's not up to me. I think we will probably see a new version this year. And I think they'll probably announce it in April or a November release time. But yeah, I'd like to see them extend the cycle of the game, to be honest. I was talking to Lin Yuan about this last night, and or maybe even this morning, I can't remember. But he was saying there's still things, even this late into the life cycle of the game, there's still things that he's learning about the game. So, you know, there's still so much this game has got, and there's new mods coming out all the time. So I'd really probably quite like to see them take this game for another year. But I think we probably will see the new one this year, because my reasoning for why I think they will is because they haven't currently announced any more DLCs, official DLCs, or expansion packs for this game. So that to me suggests that they probably are planning on a new release later this year. Hello, sir. Hello, Lin Yuan. See, speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Hope you're well, sir. Hope your day was okay. We are nearly wrapping up here. We are just going to do the roll-in, and then we're going to roll up here. We've missed not a lot exciting, to be honest. A lot of good conversation, but mainly picking up bales and seeding this field and buying equipment. I'm not the devil, but I do know his name. If I were playing for me to purchase a new version this year, there would have to be some big change in the mechanics to justify it. Yeah, do you know, I think that's what it is. There's some bugs and stuff I'd like to see them clear up, but if it's just that FIFA effect where it's just the same game underneath with a different number on it, then you know, is it really worth it at that point? Or because I'm having a good time on FS, because I was really into FS22 when it first came out, and then I sort of went through a little lull with it where there was nothing out that really excited me, and then I started playing Mr. Farquhar's multiplayer servers, and that really like revived my interest. And then obviously I started making content and stuff, and that also helped with that. So I'm having a good time with it again. I've found my interest in playing it again and stuff. So I think you're right there. If it's the same game just rebadged with a new number with not a lot of change, then I would have to think really long and hard about buying that. Because I think the primary focus of my channel and content is generally trucking. With farming is always a live stream situation. I think that's where it'll become a bit of a tough question for me, because if I were to try and stay relevant on streaming front on Farm Sim, then I'd have to buy the new version. But I think I would have a real hard time justifying it if it was essentially the same game. Yeah, I guess we'll just see. We're in Giants' hands, as we always are. So, keep rolling, rolling, rolling. Yeah, not much left to go now, sir. Just do a headland pass in a sec, and then we'll be all done on the rolling. And I will join you in the Discord voice chat. Let's get this little bit, and then we will roll on through. Let's go. There we go. Yeah, like I said, this is going to be essential to us to make sure we're doing as much as we can on the fields to boost our yield because of the lack of ability to fertilize right now and lime the fields. So we've got the roller there, so it made sense to roll it because that's going to give us a small boost. I said I think it's like 5% or something, so it's not loads, but it's more than nothing, you know. So what we could do, actually, just thinking about it, because we did have a significant amount of silage off of that silage contract, way more than I was expecting. So what we could do is run some of that silage through the BGA to increase the amount of digestate that we were getting, so that we could actually put some fertilization on this field and stand a chance of actually being able to fertilize the whole field. That's one thing we could do. Because if we chucked a couple of bales in, maybe 3 or 4 bales in, I'm sure that would probably give us enough digestate to be able to get some fertilization on this field and the grass fields. But guys, if you are watching, don't forget, tomorrow night we are kicking off the revised multiplayer stream server, which is now open to you guys. If you are wanting to play, then there should be a link in the description of how you can become a member, and if you are in the Discord, there is all the information there, and on the community tab I put a post out earlier about it. So if you do want to come and play with me, Lynn and Scruffy and Mr. Farquhar, if you can make it, then please do so. All the details are there if you want to. But like I said, if you please only consider membership if you are in a position to do so. I don't want anyone to feel obligated to join a membership or anything like that. It's really only genuinely for people that it's as I said, you'll hear me talk about it more in tonight's video that comes out, but it's the reason I put it behind the paywall was more of a trying to keep out the sort of the idiots more than anything, people that are more likely to come and just mess stuff up. So that's why I kind of put it behind a paywall, because then I know it's people that genuinely support me rather than people that just come to troll. So we'll drop the roller back down to the yard, and then we'll call that a day. Pretty successful day all in. We got all the bales picked up. Sorry that was such a large portion of the stream. I wasn't really anticipating that would be the case. We got that field seeded and rolled, which is awesome. Like I said, that'll be canola. And that will keep the biodiesel production sorted. Let's roll down here, give the stuff a wash before we put it back, because we probably aren't going to use it again. What I think I will do also is the have a good one, guys. Catch you later. Cheers, Rusty. Thanks for stopping by, man. I hope you can make it on Sunday. We'll look forward to catching up with you then. We will be back here, like I said, tomorrow night if you're around. Otherwise, have a good weekend and hope to catch you on Sunday, sir. But yeah, because we're going to be switching for round 2 square bales for the silage as well, I think it's probably worth getting rid of the quick bale and selling that and getting a wrapper instead of, because we've got a square baler, so that's not an issue. But yeah, that will bring us a little bit of money, enough at least to buy the wrapper, and then we can do that. And I think I am probably going to have to do some jiggling around with that Mercedes that I bought today, because I think I bought it when I was testing it on a private save, not on the main save. I think it was different version which sat slightly higher, but as it stands, I think that one that I've got it in isn't going to do much of a better job than what we already have, but that's for another day. But now, guys, that is going to do us. If you have tuned in tonight, I do genuinely appreciate you coming to hang out with me for a little bit. It was a little bit of an impromptu stream. I wasn't planning on streaming, but I really wanted to get on this save and get cracking. So like I said, I do appreciate you. If you have subscribed through the stream tonight, welcome aboard. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I do genuinely appreciate your subscription. If you haven't already, give the stream a thumbs up. It really does help the channel out. But until then, don't forget, tomorrow we're back here kicking off the Nadenthal Canada map multiplayer server. Sunday we'll be back for the convoy. Content-wise, 11 PM tonight, in about an hour's time, the ATS episode will drop. That's UK time. And then Sunday morning for the next episode. So then, guys, take care, stay well, and I'll catch you in the next one.
See clear, I could feel a little angst. I'm sick of my life, I just wanna make a change.